finally. Time to go live. Oh, I'm going live. It wasn't working for a sec, but it appears I've gone live. So, hello if you're watching this live. Hello if you're watching this on playback. I don't know what's going on in my stream and stuff. Hopefully, it all works now. But yeah, that was a bit annoying. The fact that I couldn't get my streaming software to work straight away. So basically, I did do a stream, I started it, but then the streaming software was messing up, so I had to restart it. Then I tried restarting again, but the preview wasn't showing up that it needs to for the YouTube stream, and so I had to restart again, and now I'm finally on this live stream, and it's working for the most part. As far as I can see, the audio levels are fine, and the live stream seems to be working fine as well. So hello to if you watch this live, and hello if you watch this on playback as well. So this is my 21st live stream today. 21st. I haven't done one for a couple of days actually because I've been busy. I've been being so busy. Like I did my review of the Suicide Squad, which by the way is fantastic. Go and check out the Suicide Squad. It's great. And at the same time, I did my review of the Spark Brothers film, which is also absolutely fantastic. And at the same time, I've also been working on my review of Jungle Cruise, which I will probably be uploading later tonight, which I get a bit ranty. I wasn't the biggest fan of Jungle Cruise. I can't even speak. I wasn't the biggest fan of Jungle Cruise, but you'll get to understand why when you watch my review of it later on tonight. Hopefully you do, and go and check that out if it's already on YouTube. But if not, look forward to it coming later on this evening. But for now, I'm going to do my live stream where I talk about current movie and TV topics going on in the world right now. So this week I'm talking about things I'm kind of catching up on actually. I'm talking about the whole fact that, Scarlett Johansson now suing Disney over the whole Black Widow release and everything. And at the same time, I'm also talking about the fact that Jodie Whittaker is leaving Doctor Who. And at the same time, I'm also talking about the fact that in the UK, The Green Knight is being delayed in cinemas, which is really annoying because it's come out in America. And at the same time, I'll also be talking about my thoughts on the trailer for Venom, Let There Be Carnage, towards the end of this live stream as well. But anyway, before I get into my main topics today, first of all, I should say a couple of things off the bat. So first of all, I should say actually, if you want a live question sent in today, I'll hopefully answer it as best as possible during the live stream. So do put your live questions in the live chat below. At the same time, though, if you want me to talk about a topic in particular in my next live stream, please do let me know in the comment section below, and I'll probably talk about it in my next live stream or my live stream after that or whenever in the near distant future. And at the same time, though, I should also say a couple more things. First of all, just some warnings. Basically, first of all, I have hay fever and I live in the countryside, so there is a chance I could sneeze at some point during this live stream. If I do apologise. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm not going to count my chickens. And at the same time, though, I also live next to a main road, so if you do hear any cars, motorbikes, tractors, trucks going by at any point during this live stream and then you interfere with the sound of this live stream, I do apologise. I can't control that. And at the same time, though, sometimes I almost feel like I live in a building site because literally I always hear drilling going on outside of my neighbours. Really nice neighbours, got nothing wrong with them at all. But the thing is though, I always hear drilling going on outside. So if you do by any chance hear some sort of drilling today in today's live stream, I do apologise. Again, I can't control that. But sometimes it does feel like I do live... Pardon me there. Sometimes it does feel like I do live in a building site. And at the same time, though, I should say one more thing before I go on my main topic today. I'm going to try and do 3 to 4 more live streams before I go on holiday. The thing is, though, I go on holiday not this Thursday this week, but the Thursday after. And I'm going on for about a week and a half. So I won't be doing any live stream when I'm on holiday. I'll still probably upload, but obviously not as much because I'll be on holiday. But the thing is, though, I'll still probably upload, but I'm going to have a kind of a break from live streams for about a week and a bit. After about Thursday next week. Not Thursday this week, Thursday next week. So I'm just warning you guys now. I'm going to try and get about 3 or 4 live streams before then. But then I will have a bit of a break from live streaming when I'm on holiday. Because, well, I'll be on holiday. So, yes, just want to give you a little warnings there. Sorry if you hear any sound interference. Sorry if I sneeze. And at the same time, though, yes, if you have a live question you want to send in during this live stream, please do in the live chat. I'd love a live question. Haven't had one yet. And at the same time, though, if you watch this on playback and you want me to talk about any topic, and you want me to talk about, can't even speak in these live streams. Honestly, I always get my words jumbled up and anything. But anyway, if you want me to talk about a topic in particular in my next live stream, please do let me know in the comment section below. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into my first main topic today. And even got the image up to get into it already. So my first main topic today is something I'm really catching up on. I'm not going to make it a big thing like many YouTubers have been doing recently, because honestly, I don't have much to say about this. That might surprise people, but I don't actually have much to say about this topic. And that topic is, well, the fact fact that Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow herself, is suing Disney over the Black Widow release, which I just find baffling. Honestly, I read this the other day thinking it was going to be from some sort of like unreliable news source, and then it turned out to be from things like the BBC and Deadline and all these big reliable news sources and loads of as well, like the Hollywood Reporter. They were even talking about it, and honestly, I just found it baffling, the fact that can we point out here, I'm going to go into logistics and everything to do with this whole suing and stuff that's going on with Scarlett Johansson right now, and Black Widow and Disney and everything. But the thing is, though, can we point out the fact that Scarlett Johansson did not say a thing about this during the time that she was doing press for the Black Widow movie? Like, I'm not a fan of the Black Widow movie, and that's fine. I know a lot of people love it. That's great. I celebrate the fact that you guys love Black Widow, and I think it's absolutely terrible. But the thing is, though, when she was doing press for Black Widow, she did not say anything about this at all. Like, she kept her mouth shut, and she did complete press for Black Widow. I did not say a thing about the fact that Disney weren't, agreeing to their contract. They weren't doing what they said in our contract to do this movie. And she did all this press, she did so much press, with Florence Pugh and David Harbour and Rachel Weisz as well, and they all kept quiet about what was going on behind the scenes at Disney. And I just got to applaud Scarlett Johansson for that. Honestly, if that was me, I would have just said, really, you want me to do press for a movie that I'm not even getting the best of my contract out of? No, you know what? No, I'm not, because that's what I would have had. That's what I would have done if I was in Scarlett Johansson's position. But obviously, she's more control than me. So, yeah, I just find that fantastic that Scarlett Johansson did that. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Black Widow movie, but in the end, she did something which I think a lot of people wouldn't have done in that situation, and I applaud her for that. But anyway, yes, you get my point. If people don't know what's happening with this story, essentially, Scarlett Johansson, like I said, Black Widow herself, is suing Disney over the release of Black Widow, because Disney, in the end, they did the Premier Access release, which basically means that, it's a day-and-day release. So, if you wanted to, you could have paid 30 quid, or, whatever, if you wanted to do in America, $20, or anything like that, you could have paid, how much amount of money, and watched it at home on Disney+. And, that, especially in these times, is a big option and everything. And a lot of, big film distributors like Warner Bros. As well, obviously they're doing like the HBO Max stuff, which has pissed off a lot of film directors, by the way, like Christopher Nolan and, Denis Villeneuve as well. But the thing is, though, with Disney, they've done the same. And I know Pixar haven't been a fan of that. Like, I'm not sure, is Luca Pixar? The Pixar film which came out not too long ago. I think the Pixar film which came out not too long ago, not too long ago, again, I can't speak Johnny's live stream, it's really annoying sometimes. But anyway, the Pixar film which came out not too long ago called Luca, that went straight to Disney Plus, and obviously you had to pay for it and everything, but it went straight to Disney Plus, and a lot of people at Disney Pixar were understandably not happy with that. And I think this whole thing to do with, Premier Access on Disney Plus and everything, it's down to Bob Chapek, the new CEO of Disney. Like, Disney is being, it's being run by someone else now. It's not being run by Alan Horn, who did it for the past, God knows how many years. And the thing is, though, Alan Horn did this. I don't really know who Alan Horn is, by the way. I just know that he ran Disney for a long, long time. And all I know as well is the fact that when Alan Horn was in charge at Disney, when he was the CEO at Disney, nothing like this ever really happened, to be honest. I mean, there was a few arguments down then, and a few directors left, Marvel and Star Wars and so on and so on and so on. But honestly, that's nothing, to do with Alan Horn. That's more to do with, Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige, the head of Star Wars and the head of Marvel Studios there. But the thing is, though, as soon as Disney get the leadership, now we're getting reports that, Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney, and, potentially Emma Stone could be, and Emily Blunt could be as well, which, again, just shows you that maybe the leadership isn't going in the right direction yet. I can't really comment on it, because I don't really know things like that, to be honest. But the thing is, though, it does say something when, as soon as the new leadership comes in, suing starts to take place. Because there's even reports that because of what Scarlett Johansson is doing, which I'm going to go on to, by the way, I'm going to get a news report of where they talk about it. But, yeah, because of what Scarlett Johansson is doing, that apparently Emma Stone might be doing it as well, over the release of Cruella, which also did a day-and-day release, and Emily Blunt might be doing a similar thing because of the day-and-day release of Jungle Cruise as well. But anyway, I'm going to talk about what the actual what's happening with the whole Scarlett Johansson suing thing. So bear with me a sec. Ooh, optical illusion. So here we jump to BBC, which is, in my opinion, quite a reliable news source. I'm not gonna lie, I think BBC is quite a reliable news source. So here we are. Scarlett Johansson sues Disney over streaming of Black Widow. Just gonna check out my soundbars are all right there. Give me a sec. Yeah, my soundbars were fine. Sorry about that. I had to check my soundbars all right. You guys can hear me great. No, but anyway, yes. Let's jump into what the article says. Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney for breach of contract after it streamed her superhero film Black Widow at the same time as its cinema release. The film set a box office record for COVID-19 pandemic, which is great, by the way, because people go back to the cinemas, grossing $280 million or 157, pounds, 157 million pounds in its first weekend. No. Just 157 million pounds in its first weekend. But box office receipts then fell sharply, and Miss Johansson argues that she was deprived of potential earnings. Sorry, my brain went a bit foggy there. In response, Disney said it had fully complied with her contract and that her case had no merit whatsoever. We jump down here. Miss Johansson said she was promised by Marvel Studios, which is owned by Disney, that Black Widow would be a theatrical release. She said she had understood this to mean a window of time would pass before it would be streamed, a period that has traditionally lasted 90 days, which by the way recently happened with Quiet Place 2. Quiet Place 2 first came out in the cinemas, and now it's gone to Paramount Plus, which is the Paramount streaming service. During the pandemic, a number of Hollywood studios opted to bypass cinemas, many of which had been closed, and release their films online instead. That actually happened with the Disney Pixar film Soul, which I'm going to get around to watching quite soon, by the way. Now that most cinemas have reopened, Disney, along with fellow giant Warner Bros., has chosen to maintain a dual release strategy for their major films. Like, this has not only happened with Disney films, it'll happen with films like Godzilla vs. Kong, it's happened with the Suicide Squad, and it's gonna happen with all these other films as well. Like, it's happening with Dune, and there's a lot going on about that, which is very exciting. It's gonna be interesting to see how Dune does and whether we'll actually get a Dune sequel. But anyway, we jump down here on its first weekend. Black Widow took some $80 million in there. You can see how well Black Widow did there. Sources close to the actor, whose salary was based on the box office performance of the film project, that she lost $50 million according to media reports. But anyway, and this was Disney's response. Now Disney got really salty here. That's the phrase I'm going to use. They got really salty. They got really annoying. They did the lowest form of low, in my opinion. Let's just read their attack back at Scarlett Johansson over the suing. Disney countered by claiming that the dual release strategy had significantly enhanced Johansson's ability to earn additional compensation on top of the $20 million she had received to date. Why have they done that, Disney? They basically just said, I can't believe they even did that. It's like the lowest form of the low. It really is. They said Scarlett Johansson's salary in their response. That's like we're meant to all going out. Oh, Scarlett Johansson got that amount of money that she didn't need all this money that she would have got with the day and day release and everything, because she would have got money out of the box office earnings. She didn't need that in the end, because this is the amount of money she's had so far. And it's literally like, why have they done that? Why have Disney done that? There's no point in Disney coming out and saying, oh, well, she got that amount of money because, we're meant to go, oh, right, it's Scarlett Johansson got that amount of money, oh, that was fine then. It's not. It's stupid, that. Disney is just, there's no law to the low there. In a strongly worded statement, it said her legal action was especially sad and distressing as its callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. And pardon me again there. And honestly, Scarlett Johansson's contract has got nothing to do with the COVID-19 pandemic. Regardless of what people think, it's got nothing to do with the COVID-19 pandemic. It doesn't. Because if they wanted to have something to do with the COVID-19 pandemic, the lawyers at Disney could have met with the lawyers of Scarlett Johansson and went, actually, no, because of the COVID-19 pandemic and because Black Widow is having a day-and-day release, we're going to change the contract a bit. So actually she gets a bit of earnings off the day-and-day release as well. But instead, they didn't do that. Disney didn't do that in the end, and Scarlett Johansson's contract says that she gets some of the earnings off the Black Widow box office. As far as I know, and I might be wrong, I apologize if I am, but as far as I know, that's what it says. And Disney, they come out and say, well, it's about COVID, it's really restarting everything. No, her contract's not about COVID. If they wanted it to be about COVID, they could have been, but they didn't choose for it to be about COVID. And in the end, as far as she knew, the movie was going to come out on, in the cinemas, and then 90 days later come out on Disney Plus, but it didn't in the end. Disney Plus, Disney in the end did the, day and day release on Disney Plus. And that affected the box office. It did. Even so, yes, Black Widow did a great thing, for COVID-19 box office and everything, with getting people out to the cinema. That's great. Even so, it did that. It still, it still failed at the box office because it's still the day-and-day release thing. And that would have ultimately affected the box office. That's ultimately what's going to happen. And honestly, when Disney put, Scarlett Johansson's salary on their statement, it is like literally saying, oh, look how much money she earned. She didn't need the money that we might have given her, because of the box office. Let's look how how much money she earned. And it's literally like, why have you done that, Disney? Why? That's the lowest form of the low, in my opinion. And honestly, I'm with Scarlett Johansson on this. I mean, let's read on to the article. Johansson's agent fired back, accusing Disney of shamelessly trying to smear her character. Scarlett has been Disney's partner on 9 movies. Can we point out? Not only has she done the MCU, not only has she done the MCU movies with Disney, she was also in, the Jungle Book remake as well. So that's another Disney movie she was involved with. At the same time, though, which have earned Disney and its shareholders billions. And the company included her salary in their press statement in an attempt to weaponize her success as an artist and businesswoman, as if that was something she should be ashamed of. Honestly, if I was earning that amount of money, I wouldn't be ashamed of that. The thing is, though, I would also want what my contract said. I completely understand where Scarlett Johansson's coming from. The contract says something, and the Disney didn't conform to that contract, and in the end, kind of did something a bit different. Anyway, let's read on a bit here. A real bait and sandwich before the pandemic, Hollywood film fans would typically have to watch new releases exclusive to the cinema or wait 3 months to have them streamed to their devices. Major studios have recently been mixing cinema releases and streaming in different ways as cinemas battle to win back viewers wary of catching COVID in confined spaces. And then obviously it goes on here to talk about what's happening in cinema right now with the COVID-19 pandemic and everything, which I'm going to get onto a bit later in this live stream as well. More things that are going wrong because of the COVID-19 pandemic and cinemas. But anyway, get my point. I'm shocked at this case and everything. I'm shocked at what's going on with the whole Suing stuff because honestly, I completely understand Scarlett Johansson's position. It says something on the contract, conform to that contract. And at the same time, though, Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios, who I dare say has quite a close relationship with Scarlett Johansson, especially after Black Widow. Apparently, Scarlett Johansson and Kevin Feige work quite close together on Black Widow, so I can imagine those two having quite a close relationship, but apparently Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios, is not happy about what's going on with this as well, and if you want to go read on about that, that's also online. I'm not going to cover that, but basically Kevin Feige is not happy either, but it'd be interesting to see how this is all sorted out. But honestly, Disney did a form, in my opinion, of the lowest of the low, including her salary in a statement and saying, oh, it's because of the COVID-19 pandemic that this whole tragedy is coming about and Scarlett is, suing our company. No, it's not because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Get your head out your asses, Disney, because it's not. It's not because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Black Widow was made well before COVID was even a thing. I think it was anyway, or well before, the whole pandemic even became really serious. And, so was Jungle Cruise as well, and so was Cruella. And the reason I bring up Jungle Cruise and Cruella is because Emma Stone and Emily Blunt are purportedly considering, suing Disney as well over the day-and-day, release as well, and how it might have affected their contract as well. And, I completely agree with them. If Emma Stone wants to do it, if Emily Blunt wants to do it, and Scarlett Johansson want to do it as well, that's all fine in my opinion. It's completely understandable, and that's just kind of my take on it. And I'm not going to go on it too much longer, but I do think Disney did a form of the lowest of the low, including her salary in a statement, and try and make them look sympathetic. I don't think Disney should have done that, and I just I feel sorry for Scarlett Johansson. I'm interested to see if she'll ever return to the character now, the character of Black Widow, obviously. Because in the end, bear in mind, this is a Marvel fake death universe. Some characters will die and ultimately come back. Bear in mind, Loki's died how many times? About 5 times, and we currently have a Loki season 2 in production. So, bear in mind, this is a Marvel fake death universe. But at the same time, though, it'd be interesting to see if she ever does come back now because of the whole Suing stuff. Like, it'd be interesting, because I'm not going to say no, because bear in mind, business is just business in the end. And, there was actually something that was going on recently to do with the whole Mad Max films, where George Miller, the director, I think all the Mad Max films, by the way. I've really watched Mad Max films, by the way. I really need to. But yeah, George Miller, the director of the Mad Max films, was actually having, was actually in court with, Warner Bros. And the executives of Warner Bros. And everything. But basically, in the end, they managed to sort something out, and George Miller now is going to direct new Mad Max movies. So, in the end, business is just business. And, if they can get past this, if Scarlett Johansson and Disney can get past this, I won't be surprised if her character returns to the MCU in some sort of capacity. But for now, we'll have to wait and see. But honestly, I just find it baffling. I always find stuff like this baffling, because especially when you watch Scarlett Johansson go for all these press interviews and you think everything's fine, and she's a really good sport about it all and everything. Doing all these press interviews for a movie, she knows she's getting, she knows she's not getting the full, she's not. I can't think of the words. She knows she's not. She knows she's not getting everything out of, in a way, and to just it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes. But for now, there we go. Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney, and it's gonna be interesting to see how this case goes. And that was kind of my opinion on this topic. I talked about it far more than I thought I was going to, but yes. That's my opinion of what's going on with Scarlett Johansson and Disney right now. But anyway, let's move on to topic number 2 today. And my second topic today is all about Doctor Who, and the fact that Jodie Whittaker is reportedly leaving Doctor Who, and she's actually said that herself. Like, it was rumoured a long time ago, I wouldn't say a long time ago, actually, a couple of months ago now, that, I was about to say Scarlett Johansson again. No, it was rumoured a long time ago that Jodie Whittaker would be leaving Doctor Who after the next season. And if we go to jump on here a sec, bear with me a sec. Just bear with me a sec. Yes, just want to make sure I get the right news source. I don't want to get another news source about, Scarlett Johansson, Disney. That'll be a bit weird when I'm talking about Doctor Who. Give me a sec, just to jump in here. Bear with me. Right, here we go. Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker to leave Doctor Who in a trio of specials. Now, if you don't know Chris Chibnall, by the way, he is a writer of the current Doctor Who series. So, he's a person who basically wrote the series since Jodie Whittaker has joined, and he also wrote some other famous British TV shows as well, such as Broadchurch, which I actually quite like, by the way. But anyway, let's read on with this article here. Having been in charge of the TARDIS since filming for the 13th Doctor began in 2017, showrunner Chris Chibnall and the 13th Doctor Jodie Whittaker have confirmed they will be moving on from the most famous police box on Earth and the universe, with a 6-part event serial announced for the autumn, and 2 specials are already planned for 2022. BBC One has now asked for an additional final feature-length adventure for the 13th Doctor to form a trio of specials for 2022 before the Doctor regenerates once more. After taking the helm of the show, Chris Chibnall made the groundbreaking decision to cast Jodie Whittaker as the first female Doctor. He also brought in the fam of I hate the whole stuff of the fam and everything. If you watch Doctor Who, you understand who the fam are. I'm not gonna go into that. Episodes such as Rosa, Demons of the Punjab, and Spyfall have thrilled audiences across the globe. I don't know what it is. Generating critical acclaim and award recognition, including 2 BAFTA must-see moment nominations, along with multiple national television. I can't even speak in these live streams at the moment. Apologies about this, but I'm gonna just take a breather a second, have a drink, and then I'll carry on with the article. My speech is all over the place today. Sorry about this. But anyway, let's continue now, and hopefully my speech will be a bit better. Okay, yes, episodes such as Rosa, Demons of the Punjab, and Spyfall have thrilled audiences across the globe, generating critical acclaim and award recognition, including 2 BAFTA must-see moment nominations, along with multiple television awards, BAFTA, and then so on and so on and so on. So basically, the series has got a lot of critical acclaim, and I understand why. I'll go into that a bit later when I'm talking about this topic. Under Chris's tenure, the series has been awarded, and then it talks about what the series has been like during Jodie Whittaker's time as a Doctor. But then if you jump into this next article from the Telegraph, this kind of gets a bit of a different opinion on this. Jodie Whittaker is to quit Doctor Who after becoming the first female to play the main role in the show. She is to be followed out the door by the writer who made the decision to cast her, Chris Chibnall. During their reign, the BBC has been accused of turning the iconic programme woke, and ratings in 2020 slid to one of the worst in Doctor Who's 58-year history. The pair will exit the show in a 3-part miniseries series, which will air in 2022 as part of the BBC's centenary celebrations. The first special will air on New Year's Day 2022. It's not too far away when you really think about it. The second will be later in the spring, and the third, when the Doctor will regenerate, will air in autumn 2022 and will form part of the BBC's. Anyway, Jodie Whittaker said, in 2017, I opened my glorious gift box of size 13 shoes. I could not have guessed the brilliant adventures, worlds, and wonders I was to see in them. My heart is so full of love for this show, for the team who make it, for the fans who watch it, and for what it has brought to my life. And I cannot thank Chris enough for entrusting me with the incredible stories, and we knew what we wanted to ride this wave side by side and pass on the baton together. So here we are, weeks away from wrapping on the best job I ever had. I don't think I'll ever be able to express what this role has given to me. I will carry the Doctor and the lessons I've learned forever. I know change can be scary. But anyway, yes, we've calmed down a bit as well. Her departure will once again open up the role of the Doctor and prompt up questions about a successor, and then goes on about who could replace Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. Now we jump back over here. Yes, got the right side there. Yes, so basically, you got the gist. Jodie Whittaker is now leaving Doctor Who, along with the showrunner, the current showrunner, Chris Chibnall. And the thing is, though, I have mixed opinions about this. I know a lot of people don't like Doctor Who at the moment. I completely understand why. Pardon me again there. I completely understand why. I'm not the biggest fan of it right now, but I don't mind it, because the reason I don't mind it is I do think the writing is very, very poor. But the thing is, though, I do think Jodie Whittaker does a good job as a Doctor, but I just don't think she's given the right scripts, to be honest. And so, actually, I would prefer Jodie Whittaker staying on with a different showrunner, because I reckon he could actually do something for her. But in the end, Chris Chibnall, he's a guy, they talked about it before, they kind of had a 3-year contract or 3-season contract or whatever, where they go in together, they had a 3-season pact, and they do 3 seasons, and then they're out. And that's what's happening here. So, I can understand why they're both living together, but personally, I wouldn't mind Jodie Whittaker staying on. I know a lot of people don't like her as a Doctor, but personally, I think she does a good job as a Doctor. I just don't think she's given the best lines to say, or the best script either. And honestly, I found with Chris Chibnall leaving, I don't think you can write Doctor Who, and I think he's a good writer. I've got nothing against him. Chris Chibnall wrote a fantastic series called Broadchurch, which was on back at ITV back a couple of years ago now, which is great, by the way. David Tennant and Olivia Colman, and Jodie Whittaker herself was in that as well. So he wrote Broadchurch, which I liked quite a lot actually. And then, I had a sense of intrigue when I heard he was writing Doctor Who. But then, honestly, after watching 2 seasons of him writing Doctor Who, I can officially say he can't write sci-fi. He can write drama quite well. Broadchurch is a good TV show. But he cannot write sci-fi to save his life. Honestly, there were some episodes of Doctor Who in the past 2 seasons which have literally left me scratching my head to the point that I was like, what was the point in that? Like, I remember the first season with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. You had this villain at one stage which turned out to be a frog. I mean, that's not original at all. And, that's annoying, because I do think Doctor Who can be good. It can be really good when it is good. Like, the David Tennant era is superb, in my opinion. And then you get the Matt Smith era, which is fun as well. And, Peter Capaldi's era was good. Actually, Peter Capaldi's era fell down a lot, in my opinion. But I like Peter Capaldi quite a lot as Doctor. But the thing is, though, it's the same kind of case here. Jodie Whittaker's era has been quite a lot of hit and miss for me. I don't mind some of the episodes. Some have kind of worked for me. I remember the New Year special, and I think, was it 2019, was actually quite good. I quite like the New Year special. And at the same time, though, there's been some good episodes along the way. I think Jodie Whittaker's great as Doctor, and I do think there are some merits to this show overall, although this is the same, I'm just going to adjust my camera a bit there, this is the same show, can we bear in mind, that casted Bradley Walsh as a companion, and honestly, I can never get away with the fact that I was watching Bradley Walsh in the show. Honestly, it just reminds me of that. What's a game show Bradley Walsh does? What's it called? The Chase. Honestly, when I watched Bradley Walsh Doctor Who, it just reminded me of I was watching him from The Chase, which I don't want to do anyway. But anyway, yes, you get my point. I'm fine with Chris Chibnall leaving, but I kind of wish Jodie was staying. However, saying that they both are leaving, that's the fact. And in the end, I'm going to be interested to see who the new Doctor is. There's rumours that's going to be Ollie Alexander, who I know from It's a Sin, which by the way is a fantastic TV show. Go and check it out. Honestly, absolutely loved It's a Sin. And many people might know him, can't even speak again, might know him as a lead singer of Years and Years. I don't really know who Years and Years are, but I know he's a lead singer out of that band as well. But the thing is though, there's rumours that he might be coming onto the series, which also makes me think that potentially Russell T Davies could be coming back as well. Now again, this is just pure speculation, but Russell T Davies wrote the TV show It's a Sin. So if Ollie Alexander comes into it, which has been rumoured by the way, if Ollie Alexander is a new Doctor, then maybe Russell T Davies could be Ryan again. If people don't know who Russell T Davies, and if people don't know who Russell T Davies is, by the way, he wrote the David Tennant Doctor Who era, the best era of Doctor Who in my opinion today. So the thing is though, if he comes into it, that'd be great. That'd be great to have Russell T Davies back, because what you need at the moment is a writer that has a plan for his, for his reign as Doctor Who. For someone, he needs to have a plan to write and everything. That's the problem with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. There's no sort of plan. Christian just starts, throwing things in there in all these series and everything, going, oh, apparently the Master's back, and they don't really explain why he's back, or the fact that Gallifrey hasn't actually exploded, but then it actually has, and it's things like that. And I don't think Chris Chibnall actually had a plan for the series. Again, pure speculation, but honestly, I think it's more than likely that he didn't. When you watch the series and you realise how all over the place the writing is sometimes. And honestly, I want a showrunner to come in with Doctor Who and have a plan. Someone like, Russell T Davies, and fingers crossed he does come back. Never say never. He did say never say never, but we'll have to wait and see. But fingers crossed, Russell T Davies does come back and he makes Doctor Who great again. Because honestly, you need a showrunner which has a plan. You need a showrunner which can write well. And Chris Chibnall, he's not a bad writer. I'm not saying he's a bad writer, but I am saying he can't write sci-fi. There's a fundamental difference there. He can write something like Broadchurch, but he can't write something like Doctor Who. And you need a writer. And there's many writers, by the way, can. Russell T Davies can. He can write sci-fi and he can write dramas brilliantly. Doctor Who, It's a Sin. Brilliant dramas in my opinion, and Doctor Who's great. He wrote the David Tennant Doctor era, my favourite era of Doctor Who today. But the thing is though, you need someone who can write both, and you need someone who has a plan for his time on Doctor Who, or for her time on Doctor Who, whoever the writer is, and that's what the show needs overall. It needs a plan which, shows where the Doctor's coming, and then in the end, the Doctor will have their big, final, fantastic season. And that's what happened to David Tennant Doctor Who era, which made it so good. When you get to the final season of the David Tennant Doctor Who era, you just sit there and you go, wow, this is brilliant, because they planned it well and they knew where everything was going. Yes, things are going to be changed along the way, but if you have some sort of a plan to start off with, then it will help with Doctor Who. And that's why I think the Jodie Whittaker series fails overall, because it doesn't have a plan, and that's what the new Doctor needs. It needs a plan. So all in all, I'm fine with Jodie Whittaker leaving. I'd prefer to stay on with another showrunner, because I actually think she could do better with another showrunner. But in the end, she's leaving, that's a fact. And, I bet you though, she comes back for the 60th anniversary. I bet you, for the 60th anniversary, we get David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, and Jodie Whittaker as well, all back together for the 60th anniversary episode. I bet that happens, because, we had David Tennant return for the 50th anniversary, I think it was. So I bet it happens for the 60th anniversary. But again, we'll have to wait and see. But I bet that happens, by the way, because I know Jodie Whittaker and David Tennant are actually friends. They'll both work together on Broadchurch, so there's a good chance that could happen. But for now, they're both leaving. I'm happy Chris Chibnall is, because he can't write sci-fi to save his life. And at the same time, though, Jodie Whittaker, I'd prefer she stayed on. But again, I understand why she's leaving. And onto the thing, by the way, I almost forgot to mention the fact that many people think the show has now gone woke. I hate that phrase, by the way. I hate the phrase woke. I just hate the word. I just hate it so much. But anyway, yeah. I hate this whole thing to do with woke culture nowadays. I don't understand it, to be honest. And I understand it. I understand the concept and everything. Switching gender roles and everything, having things like the female Ghostbusters back in 2016. I understand things like that, the whole thing to do with woke culture. That's not what I'm saying. I don't understand it. What I don't understand is why it's such a big deal and why people are making a big deal nowadays. And honestly, I never felt like when I was watching Doctor Who that I was forced about what, like woke culture was forced upon Doctor Who when I was watching it recently. That's just my opinion. I can understand why people might, but that's just my opinion. But I'm not going to really go into that, because I don't really like talking about woke culture. I think it's just, I don't get the point of talking about it. I just think it's stupid talking about it anyway. But anyway, back to the main point at hand. Jodie Whittaker's stealing Doctor Who. That's fine. Christian Blood's leaving. Great. And hopefully we get a new showrunner. And hopefully he's better. And hopefully we have a plan for the next Doctor. And hopefully the next Doctor is great as well. I have been wondering, by the way, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this topic, but I've been wondering, by the way, if we are going to get another female Doctor, or whether the next Doctor can be male again. Could go either way. I'm happy with whichever way it goes. I don't think it really matters if the Doctor's female or male. But in the end, I think it'll be interesting to see whether the next Doctor is male or female. And that's gonna be interesting. Fingers crossed. The next series of Doctor Who is better than the series we've had so far, or series we've had in the past couple of years. Anyway, starring Jodie Whittaker and being written by Chris Chibnall. I just don't think they've been the best. And so that's just my opinion on Jodie Whittaker leaving Doctor Who. Now, if you give me a second, I'm just gonna adjust my chair so I'm more into the center of the camera. Hey, I'm more into the center of the camera now. So anyway, yes, that's my opinion on Jodie Whittaker leaving Doctor Who. So that nicely leads me in to my next topic, which is to do with the Green Knight. So many people might not care about this, and this is fine. I want to talk about this because it actually quite annoyed me. Basically, the Green Knight, if people don't know already, is a film directed by David Lowery. It's coming out quite soon. Well, it's meant to come out quite soon, so to say. It's come out in America, which is annoying. So America got this film about an Arthurian legend, which is a bit weird. It's about this, Arthurian legend and everything. I'm pronouncing the word right. Arthurian legend, whatever. You get my point. It's about this legend to do with medieval knights back in England, back in way back in like the 1600s and stuff like that. It's about this legend and everything. And honestly, I've loved the trailers. I've been really excited to see this movie, but it's been delayed in UK cinemas because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And by the way, I just want to say a special message to everyone here right now. If you haven't been vaccinated, thank you so much, because at the moment, it looks like, it looks like because of you guys who haven't been vaccinated yet, loads of films are getting pushed back again, a lot of bad things are happening all over again. So thank you for not being vaccinated yet, Thank you. That's really annoyed me, but thank you so much. But anyway, yes, back to this topic. Honestly, this is annoying me because, not many people might not mind about this, and that's fine. But The Green Knight, in my opinion, looks like a great movie, and it's been pulled from UK cinema because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Like, if you jump onto Google a sec, I'm gonna get an article up. But yes, let's go on to here. This is from Cinemablend, who said that The Green Knight has been pulled from the UK from theatres in the UK ahead of debut, and it's annoying because it has come out in US cinemas. And anyway, if the world hadn't been thrown into disarray last year by COVID-19 pandemic, the A2 film The Green Knight, starring Slumdog Millionaire and Lions Dev Patel, would have been released in theatres on May 29th, 2020. Wow. Anyway, instead, like so many other movies, The Green Knight was pulled from the schedule, but after over a year of waiting, it's finally set to come out this Friday, July the 30th in the United States. By the way, it already has. But bad news, people in the United Kingdom, the plan for The Green Knight to come out on August 6th has been scrapped, annoyingly. As reported by Deadline, The Green Knight has been removed from its UK theatrical slot by entertainment film distributors in response to the country's current coronavirus problems, although the UK lifted most of the COVID-related restrictions on July 19th. This coincided with a surge of Delta variant cases promoting worries of the country going into another lockdown. That being said, movie theatres in the UK remain open. According to the BBC, the number of new coronavirus infections has been declining over the last week, which is great, by the way. I'm really happy about that. Still, evidently, the EFD felt it would be best to play things safe, given how precocious and given all the things going on in the world right now, as it doesn't want The Green Knight's theatrical performance to be majorly disrupted. And by the way, I don't think The Green Knight's going to be, going to make loads at the box office, but still, I can understand their reasoning. And honestly, it's just annoying me that I'm looking forward to this movie, and even if we look on the poster I've got next to me, there, it even says July 30th on that poster because it's out in America. That's the thing with this. Like, actually, I'm going to jump onto Google again here. I almost forgot to do this now. Just jump back onto Google. Give me a sec. If I go onto here, it's out in America. It's got a Rotten Tomatoes score. It's 90% Rotten Tomatoes. Ignore the audience score, because in the end, audience nowadays are bored by things that aren't action films. They're bored by films that don't have loads of action in them, and I don't think The Green Knight is going to be one of those films. One of him is quite artsy, which actually quite excites me. I quite like artsy films nowadays. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, I also love action films, by the way, as well. I love The Suicide Squad. So I like all types of movies, But anyway, although I must admit, I'm not a big fan of horror. that's just me personally, but that's a one type of film genre I'm not the biggest fan of. But going back onto the Green Knight, yes, it says 90% there, which I'm very excited about. Ignore the 52% because there's plenty of films out there which I think are masterpieces and stuff, are absolutely fantastic, which have low scores on Rotten Tomatoes. So just completely ignore it, in my opinion. But anyway, let's go down here, and there's loads of good reviews for this film. And, you know, it's got great cast, by the way. You have people like Dev Patel, Lisa Vikander, Joel Edgerton in there. And, you know, it looks great. And, you know, The Green Knight has its share of flaws, but there's a freshness of Lowry's approach that demands to be noticed. David Lowery's latest is a mesmerising medieval fantasy. Honestly, this sounds fantastic. Completely up my alley, by the way. A dazzling, dizzying fever dream. This movie has such an energy to it. Your attention is commanded throughout, and I felt very convinced that Dev Patel is a movie star. The Green Knight, an epic in miniature, a fantasy all the more poignant for its moral realities, makes this a lesson worth learning. I'm gonna do one more review here. With David Lowery behind the camera, this is your freshman English class on mushrooms. It's not a bad trip. Okay, that's actually a good review there. Patel's explosive performance pushes his fever dream of a film into award-worthy contender territory. That excites me. It might not excite many people, and that's fine, but it excites me. And the fact is that there's movies being pushed back in the UK, where I live, is annoying. I was getting excited to see this movie. You know, I would have been able to see it when I went on holiday, so that would have been kind of cool. But in the end, the movie's been pushed back, and it's annoying, but I can't do anything about it. But all I'm going to say is, you know, if you haven't been vaccinated yet and you're watching this live stream, go and get vaccinated. Just go and get vaccinated. I'm getting vaccinated on Thursday, my second vaccination. I'm having on Thursday, which I'm looking forward to. And, you know, if people don't get vaccinated, it's going to be really annoying because films get pushed back again, and obviously much more worse things will happen, but I'm just here to talk about movie and TV news and stuff like that, so films will be pushed back again, and it's really annoying in my opinion. And The Green Knight, hopefully it's just the one that gets pushed back. Hopefully it's only the one movie that gets pushed back. I could have feeling it might not be though, but fingers crossed this is the only movie that gets pushed back because of the pandemic at the moment, and fingers crossed, you know, we get all these other movies meant to come out throughout the rest of 2021. But until then, we'll have to wait and see. But personally, I'm really annoyed that this movie's been pushed back because I was really looking forward to it. But unfortunately, I'll have to wait and see to when it comes out, whenever it comes out in the UK now, because it hasn't even been released date announced in the UK, which is really annoying. So, yeah, looking forward to this movie. Annoying it's already come out in America, because Americans, I don't think, will actually get the full, you know, will actually understand the full meaning behind this, in my opinion, because I think this is more a film aimed at an English audience. I'm not gonna lie, but the thing is though, and again, that's just speculation, I don't know, but I'm just assuming that this one's going to be aimed more as English audience. But in the end, when it does come out, I'm going to go into the cinema, and I'm looking forward to doing so. And so that's my third topic on this live stream today. So that was my opinion on the fact that The Green Knight has been delayed in UK cinemas, which I'm quite annoyed about. But without further ado, let's move into my last topic on today, which I'm going to make sure, but my last topic today is my opinion on the trailer for Venom, Let There Be Carnage, or Venom 2, whichever way you want to refer to it as. Honestly, the trailer came out, I think yesterday now, yeah, it came out yesterday, and I didn't think the trailer looked any good. Fingers crossed, this movie generally surprises me. I'm looking forward to Spider-Man No Way Home quite a lot, and I know this Venom is meant to exist in the same universe as Tom Holland's Spider-Man, so maybe there's some link there between Venom Let There Be Carnage and Spider-Man No Way Home. Again, just pure speculation, but it would be interesting to see like a post-credit scene where we see Tom Holland's Spider-Man, or even Tom Holland's Spider-Man coming like the third act of the film. That'd be quite good. I mean, we even see in the trailer some nods to the Daily Bugle, in a way remembers the Daily Bugle, that was like the big news place, you know, with J. Jonah Jameson in from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. And by the way, I'm actually going to go around to reviewing Spider-Man 3 quite soon on this channel, the last Sam Raimi Spider-Man film, which I haven't reviewed yet on the channel, but I'm going to go around to reviewing it quite soon on this channel. But anyway, get my point. It's got some nods to the Daily Bugle in this trailer, and at the same time, I think Johannsson looks great as Carnage, although I think the Carnage CGI looks awful. Loads of people are going about, this Carnage CGI looks great, and the design looks great, and we're going to get the full Carnage and everything. And again, I must admit here, I have no connection to the comic books, so I don't really know about Carnage or anything like that. But the thing is, though, honestly, I didn't think CGI looked great in this trailer, and it gave me Venom vibes. It gave me vibes from the Venom film which came out in 2018, which I was not a fan of. And obviously, this is a sequel to that movie, so it's gonna give me the same vibes. But honestly, sometimes sequels can go the other way. You know, the example I always use is The Empire Strikes Back. I think The Empire Strikes Back is quite a lot better than the first Star film because it goes in a different direction. And I was hoping. I'm not gonna say. I'm not saying here saying Venom Let There Be Carnage is going to be on the same level as Empire Strikes Back. That's not what I'm saying. But, it could have done something similar and gone in a different direction. But I don't think that's what this film's doing in the end. And, that's fine. There's going to be an honest with the film, and I hope a lot of people enjoy it. Fingers crossed I do as well. I like Tom Hardy quite a lot. I like Johannsson quite a lot. I also like, what's her name? Michelle Williams quite a lot as well. Michelle Williams, who played, Tom Hardy's girlfriend from the first Venom, and she's great. I've seen a load from her, and she's actually fantastic. And she looks like she has a smaller part in this film, but she's still in it, which is good. And at the same time, though, this film is being directed by, Smeagol himself, Caesar himself, Andy Serkis, which is great. So I'm looking forward to seeing Andy Serkis' direction of this film, and fingers crossed Andy Serkis surprised me with this film. Fingers crossed, it's great. Fingers crossed it surprised me. But honestly, I just didn't like the tonal changes in this trailer. The weird moments of comedy in there, which didn't make me laugh in the trailer itself. The weird moments of horror in there as well. Like, I wouldn't mind if a Venom film was all out, trying to be a scary, comic book movie in the end, but I don't think that's what the film's trying to be. It's trying to be this weird mix of comedy and horror, which in my opinion are two genres which should never really go together, to be honest. Or if they should, they can be, and actually I take that back. They can go together with films like Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland, but in the end, at the same time though, when a film like Venom Let There Be Carnage, it looks like it's trying to be as scary as it is, and trying to put all these weird moments of comedy in there, Tom Hardy's character, Eddie Brock, and Venom as well, and it's trying to put all these weird moments of comedy in there, it just doesn't feel right in my opinion. So I do think, by the way, I do think horror and comedy can go together with films like Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland and so on and so on. But I don't think Venom Let There Be Carnage is the right place to do that. Honestly, it says, by the way, on the poster that it's going to come out September 24th. Fingers crossed it still does, by the way. But anyway, yeah, it looks like it could be good. Fingers crossed it fully surprises me. And fingers crossed it's the movie that, really catches me off guard this year, but I don't think it's going to be. And that's kind of sad in my opinion. But at the same time, though, I'm looking forward to seeing Woody Harrelson's performance in the film. I think Woody Harrelson's a great actor. I'm looking forward to seeing Tom Hardy's performance in this film as well. Although I do think Tom Hardy's weakest performance was in the first Venom, by the way, that I've seen him do. So there's that. But fingers crossed he's great in this film. Fingers crossed it's fun, and fingers crossed I have a lot of fun watching this film, although I've got to admit, from that second trailer that was released yesterday, I don't have that many high hopes. But hey, that's just me. If you love the trailer, I'm really happy for you, and let me know if you did love the trailer in the comment section below. Anyway guys, that's my final topic for today done. So that's my live stream today done as well. So thank you for watching. If you're watching this live, going to see if anyone watches live, by the way. No one's put in the live chat, but no worries. But no worries at anything put. No worries at any point. Can't even speak today, but it's no worries anyway because no one's actually watching this live stream live. But if you're watching on playback, thank you for watching this on playback. And if you are actually watching this live and my YouTube's is lying to me, thank you for watching this live, by the way. Sorry my speech is a bit all over the place, but, in the end, I'm trying to say so much in so little time. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this live stream today. And remember, if you have a topic you want me to talk about in my next live stream, please do let me know in the comment section below. And I'll probably talk about it either in my next live stream or the live stream after that, coming quite soon on this channel. But until then, guys, thank you for watching. And see you guys again soon. But bye for now. Bye. Took me actually a minute to end. Bye.